Remember when Scott got into a club brawl to protect Kim Kardashian? Welcome back to Binge-Worthy Network. From fistfights and thrown drinks and glass bottles, here's how Scott Disick protected and defended Kim Kardashian West. But before we jump in, hit that like and subscribe button if you love the Kardashian-Jenner sisters and want to get all the newest updates about the reality TV family. In September of 2020, the Kardashian-Jenner sisters let the world know that their iconic TV show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, would be coming to an end. After entertaining their fans for 14 years and 20 seasons, the reality TV family decided it was time for a new chapter. Even though we'll be getting the last KUWTK season in 2021, it doesn't mean we can't go back and look at the show's most iconic moments. So, in today's video, let's take a trip down memory lane and take a look at the shocking moment when Scott Disick saved Kim Kardashian West. Back in 2011, Keeping Up with the Kardashians launched a side spin-off show called Kourtney and Kim Take New York. Unlike KUWTK, this new reality TV show focused on the two older Kardashian sisters. Back in 2011, Kourtney Kardashian was still dating her now ex-boyfriend and the father of her children, Scott Disick. But even though Kourt and Scott were in a devoted relationship, the parents of one-year-old Mason were known for their ups and downs. But it wasn't only Kourtney who found a problem with Scott's childish behavior, because before they became best buds, Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick would often get into heated arguments and verbal fights. And in season 1 of the spin-off show, we saw Coco and Scott get themselves in another disagreement, which resulted in Kim Kardashian almost getting hurt. And in season 1 of Kourtney and Kim Take New York, we saw the reality TV sisters let loose and enjoy a fun night out on the city. Kim, Khloe, and Kourtney Kardashian decided to party in one of New York's most iconic clubs. And so, with Scott Disick by their side, the Hollywood celebrities took charge of the Juliet Supper Club. At first, it seemed like the stars were having a lot of fun. The sisters were drinking, taking pictures, and enjoying the night. Even Scott and Kourtney were getting along. But before anyone could call it a night, Kim Kardashian found herself in a lot of trouble. As these Hollywood stars were recognizable even back in 2011, the reality TV stars were constantly bothered by fans. And while some celebrities often declined taking pictures or signing autographs, Kim K was notorious for spoiling her fans. During their night out in the city, Kim Kardashian was approached by an adult fan. The man kindly asked her if she could take a picture with him, and Kim, being the nice person that she is, she of course accepted, and so the reality TV star took a harmless photo with her supportive fan. But while most thought Kim posing for a photo was pretty harmless, there was one woman who found a problem with the KUWTK star. As soon as Kim took the picture with her fan, a drunk woman approached the star. She began arguing with Kardashian, telling her to back off of her man. Kim tried to explain that it was the adult man who approached and asked for her photo, and while the mother of 4 was telling the actual truth, the drunken woman did not want to believe the Hollywood A-lister. And before anyone could understand what was going on, Kim found herself surrounded by a lot of people. The woman soon started yelling at the reality TV star while looking back at her boyfriend for some help, and that's when Scott Disick caught a glimpse of the tense situation. Scott, being the protective father that he is, immediately started defending Kim. He first tried to explain the situation to the drunk couple, but soon enough, we found Kourtney's boyfriend in a huge club brawl. When the reality TV father realized words weren't enough for the partygoers, he decided to get his security involved. Soon enough, we saw the Kardashian sisters getting escorted out of the club, while Scott Disick was still dragged into the club brawl. And the next thing we saw was the sisters going back to their hotel, discussing what had just happened. As soon as the ladies entered their rooms, Kourtney declared that she was in a horrible mood. She couldn't believe that her boyfriend lost control and got into an actual physical fight. But while both Kim and Khloe tried to explain how Scott was simply protecting her sister, Kourtney Kardashian did not care. She closed her hotel room and asked the ladies not to disturb her. A few minutes later, we saw Kourt's boyfriend, Scott Disick, return safely to the hotel. The father of 3 tried to approach his girlfriend, but Kourt wouldn't even let him get into their room. She was really disappointed by her boyfriend's actions and needed some time to cool down and forgive Disick. So without anywhere to go or to sleep, Khloe Kardashian offered up her room to the hero of the night. As we mentioned before, in 2011, Khloe and Scott weren't really on the best terms. The youngest Kardashian sister would often call out the notorious wild child for his chaotic behavior. But even though Khloe was not a fan of Scott's immature ways, she did defend the father of 3 for his behavior. As Khloe saw the entire night go down in flames, she realized that Scott stepping in was the best decision. Kourt's sister realized that, thanks to Disick, Kim Kardashian West was saved during their night out in the city. And that's why Khloe immediately defended and stood up by Scott Disick's side. Not only did Coco back up the father, but she also offered up her room to the Lord. Scott, being left without a place to sleep, happily accepted Khloe's invitation, and that's how the reality TV stars finally settled their differences, especially after Disick apologized to Coco about his immature behavior. And that is how Scott Disick saved Kim Kardashian from a very serious and tense situation. If it wasn't for the father of three, Kanye's wife may have ended up getting physically hurt, even though the reality TV stars were accompanied by their security guards and private protection. By the time they approached Kim, the drunk woman may have already laid a finger on the star. But even though Scott ended up being the hero of the night, it's not the first time Kourt's boyfriend has gotten into a tense situation. While we are looking back at iconic moments, let's take a look at Kylie Jenner's Sweet 16 party, where Scott ended up almost fighting a bunch of teenagers. In season 8 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we caught a glimpse of Kylie Jenner's special milestone birthday with over 100 guests, including her favorite sisters and siblings. Kai celebrated her Sweet 16. The entire birthday bash was going smoothly until Kourtney noticed her boyfriend getting a bit too tipsy. The mother of three admitted how Scott was slowly getting out of control as he sipped more and more alcohol, and by the time the camera crews caught up to Disick, the reality TV star was in another uncomfortable situation. During Kai's Sweet 16 party, we saw Scott Disick minding his own business. The father of three wasn't getting into trouble, and he wasn't really looking for a fight. But when he went into the men's bathroom, he was met with a group of teenagers. The boys soon started talking back to the reality TV star. Some began mocking Scott, while others were clearly trying to stir up a fight with the father. But Kourt's boyfriend soon realized not to bite back and argue with the teenagers. He remained calm during the interaction and didn't even try to argue with the boys. Scott then quickly exited the bathroom and went back to see Kourtney. But even though Disick had done nothing wrong, the Kardashian sister was still upset at her boyfriend. Kourtney told Scott she wasn't coming home tonight because she didn't want to see him drunk. Disick tried to explain the situation by breaking down the bathroom interaction, but Kourt didn't want to listen. She just walked away from the conversation and resumed to party with her sisters and siblings. While it may have seemed like Scott was seeking trouble, we can confirm that the reality TV father remained calm and just backed off from the tense situation. And soon enough, Kai's Sweet 16 party was over and everyone went home. And unlike the wild night out in New York City, Scott Disick didn't have to protect anyone at Jenner's birthday bash. But what do you think? Was Scott Disick right to protect and defend Kim? Should Kourtney have forgiven Scott? Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and give us a like. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications and share this video with your friends. Goodbye, everyone.